Think about a deeply ingrained assumption that almost all of us grew up with. We're told, basically since day one, that if you just put your head down, work incredibly hard, and put in the hours, you're inevitably gonna become wealthy. But what if everything we've been told about getting rich is, well, incomplete? What if hard work alone absolutely does not equal wealth? Today, in this explainer, we're going to look closely at the actual architecture of self-made success. We'll see that the most successful folks out there don't just rely on sweat equity. No, they build systems. They build literal engines that make their money work for them. Okay, let's dive right into this blueprint. First up, the great wealth myth. Second, building multiple income streams. Third, investing over spending. Fourth, managing mindset and risk. And finally, playing the long game. Section 1, the great wealth myth, moving beyond sweat equity. So, I want you to ask yourself this right now. Does your hard work actually equal wealth? Most of us are operating under this illusion that working a standard job and just waiting around for a yearly raise is the guaranteed path to becoming rich. But here's the catch. If you're only trading your time for money, your earning potential is strictly capped by the number of hours in a day. You can only work so hard, and you can only work so long, right? Consider the traditional model, trading time for money. You're exchanging your hours for a steady but ultimately limited paycheck. Now contrast that with a self-made millionaire's focus, which is creating assets. They consciously shift their energy away from just working a job. Instead, they build things like businesses, investments, and intellectual property. They're reviewing income generated from systems they built from the ground up, rather than just waiting for a direct deposit from an employer. It is entirely focused on systems over sweat. To really wrap our heads around this, we need to strictly define what an asset actually is. Simply put, it's something that continues generating income even when you aren't actively working. Think of it like a super employee, one that doesn't need to sleep, doesn't demand coffee breaks, takes 0 vacations, and works around the clock for you. Your goal is to acquire and build as many of these employees as possible. Once you do that, that's when your money starts doing the heavy lifting. All right, Section 2, building multiple income streams, diversifying your flow. Here's a huge takeaway. A primary business or career should really only be one slice of your total income pie. The average millionaire does not rely on a single paycheck. They spread their income sources across different avenues. And the true beauty of this model is protection. If one of these sources slows down or just completely dries up because of a shift in the economy, well, the others keep producing. Your financial foundation remains totally rock solid. Let's break down exactly what these tangible income streams actually look like. It usually starts with a primary business or career, sure, but then they layer on stock market investments. They add real estate for physical, appreciating assets. They create digital products that can be sold infinitely with 0 marginal cost. And they secure royalties or licensing from intellectual property. By building these specific, distinct pillars, they create an absolute fortress around their personal wealth, completely insulating themselves from financial dry spells. Moving on to Section 3, investing over spending. The power of compound growth. Listen, if you spend every extra dollar you make, your wealth is going to experience low to 0 growth. That is the classic trap of consumer spending. But through consistent investing, you unlock high exponential growth. Millionaires make this conscious, habitual choice to funnel their excess cash into investments rather than lifestyle inflation. And over long periods, this difference isn't just slight, it is absolutely massive. The real engine behind that massive growth is compound returns. This is the process where investments grow exponentially over long periods. It's basically an unstoppable snowball effect. Your money makes money, and then that new money makes even more money. It allows your wealth to dramatically increase over time. Honestly, this is the most reliable engine behind lasting wealth. You just have to give it enough time to roll. Section 4, managing mindset and risk. The psychology of wealth. Building wealth isn't magic. It's a specific, repeatable loop. Step 1, identify a problem that customers have. Step 2, learn the skills required to solve it. Successful entrepreneurs spend an incredible amount of time reading, learning, and staying informed about market trends. Step 3, build a business around that solution. As this business grows, its profits are going to far exceed a typical salary. And finally, Step 4, manage the risk as you scale. This continuous loop of education and problem solving, that is the true mindset of the wealthy. There's a great quote to keep in mind here. Building wealth isn't about taking reckless risks. There's this huge misconception out there that rich people are just wild gamblers who got lucky.
The exact opposite is true. They carefully research opportunities. They diversify their investments to protect their downside. They're actively planning for setbacks rather than just crossing their fingers and chasing quick, flashy profits.
Finally, Section 5, playing the long game. The marathon of consistency. Here's the reality check we all kind of need to hear. Year 1 is really just about starting to build. It takes time. By year 5, you're diversifying those income streams. By year 10, the magic of compound growth really starts to become visible. And it's generally around year 20 that you achieve truly unshakable, lasting wealth. There are absolutely no guaranteed shortcuts. Wealth grows over years of creating value, investing wisely, and maintaining highly disciplined financial habits. It's a marathon for sure, not a sprint. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Which income stream are you going to build first? You've got the blueprint now. You understand that you need to shift from trading time for money to building systems. You know the absolute importance of compound interest, continuous learning, and of course, patience. The only thing left is action. Pick one stream, learn the skills, solve a problem, and start building your own lasting wealth today. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I can't wait to see what you build.